First of all, I had unfinished business from sort of just my childhood relationship with the jocks and athletes in general. Then I had unfinished business in skiing because, I started my career as a journalist. I chased professional skiers around mountains for a decade.
Were you like the little brother? Like, I guess we'll take him on. Or were you like, was it different than that?
It was a little worse than being the little brother because you can ditch your little brother. When your little brother is there covering, skiing for the New York Times or Rolling Stone, you can't ditch your little brother. I was just a reporter covering, and this was the beginning of the peak performance research as well from those areas. You know what this is like. I thought I was an expert skier until I got onto a mountain with actual pros, and you see what that looks like, and you're like, I'm not even a beginner. It's a crushing blow to your self-worth. To me, it was.
Yeah.
Most of us go experience that. Part in our country was, so I knew I was going to need a lot of motivation. To learn how to park ski in general, you're going to hit the ground so many times. It's difficult, it's hard, it's going to hurt. I knew I needed all the possible motivation. Like, I knew I wanted to test these peak performance aging ideas. And I knew I had to pick something to test them where I was really, really motivated because it was a challenge. The experiment I was running was very challenging. The two things that were hardest about this project, one, it was once I started having success, the addictiveness of success. Like the addictiveness of progression is so delicious. Mm-hmm. And the other thing was and I didn't know this. I mean, I could have probably talked to anybody I knew who would have told me this, and I just didn't know. I didn't realize that even if you do go up against really like hardcore scary things over and over and over and over again, and you win at them, you're successful, which I was most of the time, you're still gonna get PTSD. It's still gonna affect your nervous system in that way.
What's the PTSD from?
Literally from success. Over the course of the book, I stepped to so many hard challenges, and even though I survived them, every one of them scared me a bunch. And it wasn't any one thing, but the residual, I was scaring myself a lot for 7 months in a row.
This is not adrenal fatigue. Adrenal fatigue is what we see with people that are on the frontier in the backcountry of whatever it is that they're doing, where it's a high speed, high heat, rugged, consequential environment they're operating in where speed and accuracy are required. So what ends up happening is that it's so intense that there's a fatigue system that takes over where not only do you struggle just to have the normal enjoyment from a good conversation or whatever, but you need to go above and beyond the stimulus that you once had to feel anything that new. And so this, it's like chasing a bigger, and it gets exponentially more dangerous. So there's an adrenal fatigue that takes place that looks very similar to people that come back from combat.
Yes, that was the problem with the addictiveness of progress, right? Because that's part of the addictiveness of progress. I was talking about that and that side of it, but this was literally, I was developing literally symptoms of actual legitimate PTSD. So like that stuff was real.